And that's why I know God wants me to do Bible study again today. He has more messages. I'm not going to stay on here long because I just want to say what I got to say and then I'm about to get off. But this shit going to happen in 6 days. 6 days. 8 hours and 14 minutes. That means on the 11th at 3 p.m., there's going to be an explosion. It's going to extend so far that you have to be at least 300 miles away from Pittsburgh. It's going to hit Pittsburgh. And anything that's within 300 miles, it's going to be an explosion. It's not going to happen at the Boogie on Main. I was incorrect. That's going to be the last time to celebrate. I don't have any clothes on right now. I just woke up. I'm about to start my day. I just wanted to say this because I was booking some stuff, and this is how I know when it's with the time and the day. There's going to be an explosion, a huge explosion. It's going to hit all the way to Pittsburgh and all the surrounding areas, which means it'll hit Cleveland. I was right. All of Ohio. I was right. And that's why everywhere I went in Ohio, I kept getting harassed because God wanted me to get the fuck out of here. That's why I had no peace here. That's why he was letting you motherfuckers be mean to me because he wanted me to get my shit and get the fuck on. You have 6 days in less than 8 hours. Yeah, I was right. It's going to be a big ass explosion. My only thing is, I'm sad I didn't get to spend as much time with my niece. And I didn't realize that she had so much shit going on at home. They was being evil and shit to her. She was dealing with abuse. That's why every time she sees me, she lights the fuck up. Loves being around me, wants to be up under me because I'm the only person that's nice to her. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers thought you was gonna be mean to my niece. Yeah, all your kids are dying, bitch. All of them. You won't have no grandchildren unless they live out of town. And guess what? They're dying in 3 months. That's when the big thing's coming. September. You have 90 days. You thought you was gonna be mean to my niece. A 3-year-old innocent child. You're going to fucking hell. All of you. Forever. My niece said, "Oh, I can't play baseball with them. I can't play with those kids." Yeah, baby. Well, there won't be no kids to fucking play with. And you're going to heaven. You will never see them little bastards ever again. You'll never see those bastards ever again. They're going to hell. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm doing just fine. You got 6 days. 6. She'll never see those kids again. Neither will she see her abusive ass parents. They're going to hell. So anything you think you did in the dark, God's seen it. And he revealed it all to me. So if a life is whooping your ass right now, it's called karma. You can't be mad at nobody else but yourself. You have 6 days in less than 8 hours. And you spent your last 3 months. You know how it's been 3 months? You spent your last 3 months harassing me. Mm, isn't that a waste of time? You got 6 days. You have 6 days, honey. Literally, so you can crack as many jokes as you want. You don't gotta believe me when it happens. Some of you won't even be none of you will be here. There won't even be an ant that survives. God revealed to me an ant won't even survive what's about to happen. There won't even be an ant. They're not locks. They're braids. That's what I be having my hair braided underneath my wig. I didn't bring my bonnet because God had me on a journey yesterday. He was revealing to me all this stuff that was going on with my niece, and it all makes sense. She tells me things without telling me things. When she tells me things, I know what she means. She be telling me things without telling me things. Every time I see that little girl, she got a motherfucking mark on her. Every time. I mean every time, like clockwork. I pay attention. If I'm a mom and you got motherfucking marks on you, I'm gonna see it. Every time you get a little scratch, I'm gonna see it. I pay attention. I'm not sitting on fucking social media worried about what a grown ass woman is doing instead of focusing on what the fuck is going on with my goddamn children. Yeah. So karma's coming, bitch. You thought you was being mean to my baby. Don't want to hang out with She don't want to hang out with them little badass bastards anyway, because most of you ain't even fucking married. So that means your kids are bastards. Literally. Hang out with them little badass bastards in grown folks' motherfucking business and need to stay in a goddamn child's place. And that's exactly what's about to happen in their ass. You're all going to hell. Unless you was a good person these last 3 months, you're gonna burn in the fiery pits. God is always testing you. Anytime that God brings temptation around you, it's to test your character. Don't fail the test. It's all a test. That's what life is. Life is God testing your character. You a good person, he'll bless you. You're a bad person, he'll curse you. And not just you, he'll curse your entire bloodline. Life is a test. That is the purpose on being here. Don't fail the test. Just like that picture, let me tell you another story time. I remember in school, there's this famous photographer. He went out of the country and he was like taking different pictures of the different things that were going on. And there was this child who was laying in the and that was God. There was this child laying in the middle of the road, dying. You know what the person did? Took a picture, published it, and then left the child laying there to die. You know he ended up committing suicide? That was God. That was a test. So you seen somebody, a child, laying in the middle of the desert with no water, no food, dying. And instead of helping the child, you took a picture to get rewards for your work. And then God said, you get no rewards. Baby. Oh, and schizophrenia is not schizophrenia. That means that they met God. Majority of the people in the mental hospital are not crazy. They met God. A lot of the stuff that they were saying, prophets, they're telling the truth. And in a world full of lies, that sounds crazy. They met God. Oh, I don't know if I told y'all that either. Tarot cards, you're not channeling spirits, you're talking to God. He communicates with us through everything: social media, phone calls, other people, signs, dreams, movies. That's how God communicates with us. Literally. I am coming soon and I'm bringing a reward with me. Yes, he's coming. Judgment Day is here. That's what he had me read. He was flipping those pages yesterday. If you see when I read that Bible, especially outside in the wind, he flips those pages. And when I get to the part that he wants me to read, he flips to the next page. I'm not picking those pages at all. I'm not do you see me turning the pages? Every time I go live outside with Bible study, don't you hear ambulances? What does that mean? What do you mean? Gonna fight what? No, I don't gotta fight anything. God fights for me. It's my last night here. God has one more thing he wants me to do. He doesn't want me to leave until tomorrow. So I'm sure he has some shit he wants some when I get outside. He wants me to do some Bible study again today. Spend time with my niece because this will be the last time I ever see her again. And yeah, that's what he wants me to do today. Spend time with my niece and spend time with him and give these messages to y'all because he has a lot he wants to say. Judgment Day is here. You see how you go to church and they always are trying to tell you and preparing you for Judgment Day, but then we live life every day like it's never going to come. No, you need to live life like tomorrow is your last day, like today is your last day. Every day when you wake up in the morning, you need to live a life that pleases God because you never know when your last day is coming. And Judgment Day could be way closer than you think. Going to church for 10 years and not living like God is not getting you no rewards. The only rewards you will get It's the pictures you post and them Bible scriptures you post. Mm. Hate that you gotta meet God like this. Cause when I say he the coolest nigga on earth, he the coolest nigga on earth. Nigga funny. We be dying laughing, bro. We be weak. Yeah. This is sour fucking fab. So yeah. Hate it for y'all, but not really. Yeah, I mean every day is judgment day because every sin that we commit every day is going towards judgment day. But that's why God gives us another day to repent and turn to him. Yeah. So yeah. Nothing. Mhm. Yeah. Well, you deserve a beer. I don't drink beer. I don't know. I might. I really don't drink though. I know God doesn't care, but I know I could have some wine or something, but I don't want none. Shit, even just I just been. I'm telling you, I just been smoking, taking my little mushrooms. That shit good for me. Shit, that shit made me feel good. I'm happy. I'm not. That's the antidote. You don't need fucking anxiety medication. You don't need to be taking fucking psych meds. You need to be taking fucking mushrooms. It's the healer. That's how you heal trauma. Not no goddamn pills. That shit makes you worse. You notice how most people, when they get on their psych medications, they end up becoming much worse? Like, they be good for a minute and then they get much worse. That shit's not good for you. Literally. This is the calmest I've been in years. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Yeah, weed. Anything that grows from a seed is good for you. The problem is even opioids. We're not supposed to be taking opioids, but the opioids are not the problem. It's them 700,000 ingredients that they blend all together and put in a pill form. That's what's killing you. Anything that grows from the motherfucking the ground with seeds, God put it here for a reason and it has a use. Everything. Weed, mushrooms, anything that grows from the motherfucking garden that grows with a seed, there's a reason for it. So, yeah. And that's what them diagnoses don't even be right because I've been diagnosed multiple times and got a different diagnosis every time I went to the hospital. They're in that bitch guessing. They have no idea. And they get paid all that money. They basically diagnose you whatever the fuck they want to diagnose you with and then put you on fucking prescription just to get paid. Because guess who prescribes it? They're motherfucking psychiatrists. They get paid per people per head by the government. That's why they keep motherfuckers in there for so long. Just like jail, you get paid per head every day. So they'll keep you in there. You really only need to be in there. And that's why when you know why they do the 72-hour hold, the pink slip, the 3-day hold? That's Jesus. He's trying to save your life. That's why it's a 3-day hold. Whenever you get those 3-day holds, 3-day mandatory, that's Jesus. That's God. He's trying to save your life from whatever is going on. Most time when you go to the hospital, it's because something is going on. Whether you're getting into it with some people, whether something is going on and God is trying to save you from whatever. Anytime I went to the hospital, some shit was going on and I had to get away from some people. My mother was trying to unalive me twice. That's why God sent me to the hospital so I can get the fuck away from her to save my life. That's why he sent you to the hospital. You're safer there. 72-hour-old, 3 days. That means God. Yeah, it's a money grab. That's why he's doing this. And that's why I said any of these countries, this is also another thing I need to let y'all know. Any of these countries that allow any of these criminals in their countries to try to hide them for safe haven, God said that you will be destroyed. You will have the same fate as them. So if you let any of these fugitives in your country trying to save them, God said you are going to end up having the same exact fate. So I would stay out of it. This is their karma for the shit that they've been doing for years. Don't try to be a hero because he's going to get you too. Make sure you're on the right side of this shit. And I was right. When I be walking around, that's what a lot of people don't know. You could never do nothing to me. When I walk around everywhere I go, when I'm in hotel rooms, when I'm outside, I have US military, secret service, and and the army following me everywhere I go. I've been seeing this shit. I just didn't I thought they were harassing me for the wrong reasons. Them niggas been protecting me. I have protection everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. You will never know that it's them. They're undercover. You would never even know. But I know. I be seeing the signs. Yeah, that's why I'm never alone. Anytime I'm in public and I go somewhere and there's a whole bunch of people, they're agents. Yeah. I'm always protected. Bitch, I got Secret Service. Duh. See, you guys didn't know about this because they don't give a fuck about y'all. Of course you don't know. You're not invited. The reason why they're not telling y'all is so that y'all don't have a fucking breakdown and stop working and go crazy. That's the only reason why they're not telling y'all. God said, tell it so you can return to him. Because there's nothing you can do. You can't run and you can't hide. So there's no reason not to tell you. There's nothing you can do. You can't fight fate. And that's what the movie Final Destination is about. People trying to escape death, only for it to come and get them. Yes, that's what Final Destination is about. That's what I was watching. That God called that on my heart this summer too. I watched that last summer. People trying to escape death. That's basically what's been going on. People have been trying to escape death, but you can't because it still ended up coming and finding them. No matter where they went, no matter where they ran. Literally. They would even have visions of how they were gonna die and still end up dying that exact same way, even though they were trying to escape it. That was what God was saying. You can't escape death. When it's your time, it's your time. And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you try to run, something else is going to happen. You can't escape death. Judgment day is here. Literally. Yeah. But death is not scary. That's something to not be afraid of. The only thing you should be afraid of about dying is if you're going to hell. Heaven is beautiful. It's everything you could possibly imagine. It's all your wildest dreams. It's peace. No more pain, no more suffering. All your needs will be met. You will never go hungry. You will never be homeless. All of your needs will be met. Death is not scary unless you're going to hell. We should actually not say that we should want death, but we should actually, that's something we should actually be excited about when God calls us home. The only thing you should be afraid of is if you go to hell. That's where you have eternal damnation. That's why I say you should never, if a person does you wrong in life, and if I would have been more closer to God, I would have known this years ago. But you never have to get back at them or even be upset or even anything. Even if a person backdoors you, if a person steals from you, if a person tries to sabotage you, whatever, you should never be upset with them, even if it affects you in your physical life, because they're going to pay for that in their spiritual life for the rest of their life. So it may have looked like they won on earth, but there's a debt that that's what I'm saying. All these rich people who were evil for all these years, it looked like they won on earth, but they are in hell right now burning eternally. They didn't win. It just looked like they won. Everybody that they fucked over, they did fucked up shit to, are doing better than them, even if they don't have as much money because they are burning in hell eternally. Literally. And never let anybody try to tell you that you don't know God. That's the devil. See, the devil will try to shame you. That's what he does. He'll bring up all the past mistakes that you've ever made and make you feel like God would never love you. That's the devil. If God is calling you to have a relationship with him, don't listen to nobody else because they're trying to get you away from him for a reason. Literally. Yep. 144,000 chosen ones. And that's what that means. 144,000 chosen ones. Who will survive what's coming. God is resetting the whole entire world. Reset. Reset. Because I'm not worried about what my eyebrows look like right now. We're having Judgment Day is coming, and niggas got days and months to live, and your focus is what my eyebrows look like. Judgment Day is coming, and we have days to live, and you're sitting there focused about what my eyebrows look like, and that's why a lot of y'all are going to hell, worried about the wrong shit. That's why a lot of you are going to hell. You're worried about the wrong shit. Mm. You got 6 days. If you in another part of the country, you got 90. He's going to blow this bitch up. Not an ant will survive. But as he showed me yesterday with my niece, he said that it will come back. The flowers will grow again. The trees will grow again. Yeah. So, yeah. Spend time with my Bookie today. Do some shit with her. If she's there, hopefully I can see her before I leave, because but my baby's going to heaven. That's the difference between my kids and your kids. She's going to heaven. And she has her name, I looked up her name. She's very highly spiritually ranked in heaven. It says she's very, very highly spiritually ranked in heaven. And you know why? You know another reason why she's going to go to heaven? Because she doesn't eat fucking human meat. That's why my baby only eats fruit and motherfucking beef tallow fries, because that meat that you're feeding your kids is human meat, especially from McDonald's. You are eating humans. That is why God is coming to wipe us all out. They have been feeding us human meat for years. That's how they got so much money, because they agreed to do that shit. The world is ran by fucking vampires. That's what a vampire is, somebody who eats human meat. Yeah. So if you eat meat, that's why God accepted my offering, because I stopped eating meat, meaning I stopped eating humans. That's why. He doesn't want us, and we're allowed to eat meat. Oh, no, that's not the problem. Majority of the time, we're not eating meat. Do the math. Why do you think McDonald's owns so many hospitals? The Ronald McDonald House? Do the math of how many hamburgers they sell every day, and then do the math on how many cows that will take. And then, if you do your research, they don't even own any cow farms. Zero. And then, if you go to their factory, their chicken nuggets is a fucking pink paste. Where do you think that paste comes from? Humans. It's not even chicken. That's why Chick fil A, that's how you know Chick fil A is not demonic. That's why they're closed on Sundays. That's why they say eat more cows, because motherfuckers are feeding us humans. Everybody who's blessed didn't sell their soul. Chick fil A didn't sell their soul. God is who blessed them. Everybody who has money is not demonic. AJ's Heavenly Pizza, not demonic. Not demonic. God bless them. He was showing you the places that you can get pizza that isn't pizza. That's why all these fast food restaurants got power and exploded and so big because they sold their soul to the devil and they are feeding us fucking humans. Cheesecake Factory. Do you know why they called it Cheesecake Factory? Because do you know what happens if you eat a baby's intestines when it's a baby? You know why they say it tastes like cheesecake? Because that's the milk still in their intestines. Even ice cream, even birthday parties. Why do you think Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate any of these holidays? Because they're all pegging demonic holidays. Santa Claus is an old white man that comes down your fucking chimney and leaves your kids gifts for being naughty or nice. What does that sound like? A old ass pedophile. Birthdays. Do you know what that really is and why you have birthday parties? Why do you think you get gifts on your birthday? What do you think your child is doing to get these gifts? Where do you think they're coming from? They're not coming from you. Literally. I'm not stopping anything. Get the fuck off my page. If you don't like the shit that I talk about on my page, get the fuck off my page. You don't have to be here. Go do something better with your time, like talk to God, because you got 6 days. You got 6 days. Literally. That's what that is. That's why they started banning books because they didn't want us to read the Bible. It had nothing to do with the books. That's why. Crazy. Yeah, we've been eating humans for all these years. That's why there's so much cancer, heart disease, diabetes, all the these babies are coming out retarded. That's why they're saying we have shit like what's that shit that Elon got and I got autism. That shit comes from eating fucking humans. It does not come from eating meat. It is not the sugar. You can burn sugar off. It comes from eating fucking humans. We have been eating human meat since the beginning of time. Since we stopped gardening and killing our own animals and farming and getting our own food, we have been eating humans. Ever since grocery stores and restaurants, fast food restaurants, we've been eating fucking humans. Seafood boils, you know another reason why we're fucking cursed? Why do you think seafood boils have been going viral? Demonic. It says it in the Bible we're not supposed to be eating seafood. We're allowed to eat fish. We're not supposed to be eating shellfish, oysters, crabs, shrimp. We're not supposed to be eating none of that shit. Why do you think it went viral? Demonic. It was a demonic fucking ritual. Yes, you can go to hell for eating seafood boils because we're not supposed to be eating that shit. It's in the Bible. I knew I was never wrong. I never liked seafood. That shit is nasty. I eat fish. I don't even like shrimp unless it's fried. That shit is nasty.
Bottom feeders. Literally. We're not supposed to be eating none of that shit. We are eating fucking humans. And they're telling you it's because they're putting all these antibiotics in our meat, which could be true, some of it, but no, that's the problem. That's where the cancer and shit is coming from. It's parasites. It's fucking parasites. Having a bad gut, unhealthy gut. The same parasites that cause cancer cause everything else. You get these parasites from what you eat. And that's why motherfuckers, the doctors, and that's why the hospital is a scam. They can't cure cancer, and they know they can't cure cancer. They're just charging you for that shit. They know they can't cure cancer. None of them fucking medicines, none of that shit works. None of that. When you be going through radiation, none of that shit works. The only thing that can heal you is God. So if you heal, it's because of God. They can't cure no type of cancer. They're just fucking extorting you for money, and they know that. And they know that. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm about to be out of here, bitch. It's my last day here. I'm about to start packing my stuff up, organize, take the stuff, anything that I can take, I'm taking, which I can pretty much take majority of my stuff. I'm about to pack my shit up and take everything that I need, which is pretty much majority of my stuff, but it should all fit. And out of here. I'm just salty that I wasn't that I was distracted. It was like God was talking to me and I just had so much shit going on that I wish I just would have spent a little more time with my niece, but it's okay. We're going to see each other again. She's going to heaven and she will be protected. That's why I'm not worried. God going to watch after her. That's why I'm not worried. She won't be around them fucking demons anymore. Them demons. Yeah, that's why she's so favored. God favors her. She's prophetic at a young age. She knows not to eat meat. She eats fruit. Yeah, she's prophetic at a young age. That's why she don't eat meat. And she fasts. That's what she's been doing. God has been calling her to fast already. That's why when motherfuckers be yelling at her to eat and shit, yo big ass need to stop eating. You need to fast too. You could skip a couple meals for a couple days. God has been calling this baby to fast. She used to eat. That's what it's like. It's crazy. It's like God, it's like a switch. She used to eat, and then it's like God switched. She's been fasting. That's what's been going on. God needs her pure. God's been purifying her. Yeah, she's been fasting. She's been fasting. Good morning.
Yeah, and gluttony is real too. That's a sin. Yeah, she's been fasting. And that's what God's been calling me to do. So I'm just gonna eat light shit during the day and eat one meal at night before I go to bed. That's gonna be what I do. Just keep fasting. I'm gonna fast for the next 3 months. One meal a day and some snacks in between if I get hungry. Yeah. So plus I'm probably gonna do some covers and stuff and some freestyles while I'm on my adventure. Cause then I'll have the motherfucking space to get the fuck away from weirdos. I'm not a nun. I'm married. I'm just saving myself for when I get to my husband. Not a nun. Just married. When me and my husband were separated, God has separated us so we could both heal so that when we get together, we'll be unbreakable. He's healing both of us right now. So, but the first key, and that's why God is eliminating a lot of people from both of our lives, is because the first key is we were both listening to other people besides listening to what God said. So he's going to eliminate people who are trying to get into our union. And that's on both sides. This union is godly. That's why it's like everybody's coming to me and telling me stories about what they did to him. And little do you know, that was God. You were never supposed to be with him in the first place. That's why that happened to you. That was God. Hmm. Live in what city? I'm just gonna eat one meal a day and just do light meals during the day, like fruit, little snacks, little light shit. That's pretty much what I've been doing anyway. I cooked yesterday. I ain't even motherfucking eat it. Sorry, I'm gonna eat that shit today. No, I don't live in New Orleans. That's just my name. Yeah. Shoot, I should get my Bible. Let me get my Bible real quick because God might got something to say, and then I'm about to get off of this before everything. That's why God wanted me to watch my niece that day at that funeral.
And that's why God wanted me to watch her that day when that's why God called me back because shit's been going on. That's why that's another sign. If God asks you, if you get a call and somebody says, "Can you babysit?" That's God trying to protect that child. So if you selfish and you don't got shit going on and you just sitting there being fucking lazy, not doing nothing, that's why God called you to get the kid. Cause something's going on that you don't know about. That's why her motherfucking life went to shambles. That's why her and my brother broke up. That's why she got kicked out the house. That's why her phone is off. Cause that bitch is evil. That's why life been whooping her ass. Bitch mad because my niece is beautiful and she's fucking ugly. All them motherfuckers that be hating on her, they're fucking ugly, including their fucking kids. Broke. Little niggas is broke. Broke as fuck. Being mean to my niece. Their parents are struggling, bitch. Struggling. That's why God taking her, because the bitches would hate on her. I was right. Jealousy is sick. They gonna pay that price too. You gonna pay that price? Demonic. This whole town is fucking cursed. This shit started happening in 19. When did God show me yesterday? 1928. That's when the demons took over this town. And it's crazy is Finley used to be a blessed town. You wanna know why it was a blessed town? Because Finley was a part of the slave trade back in the day and used to hide the slaves to get the freedom. And then somewhere along the lines, you motherfuckers turned demonic. That's why there was no black people here for years. You motherfuckers are demonic and devil worshippers. That's why God keeps taking me back to Owens because of what they did to me there. You're all gonna pay. All that harassment and shit you've been doing to me for years, you're all gonna pay. All that gossiping and making up lies and rumors, you're all gonna pay. Judgment day is here. That's why my niece doesn't eat. God called her to fast when she was 2. She's been fasting since she was 2 years old. She's going to heaven. Your little badass gremlins are going to hell.
All of them. All of them. David orders a census. The following spring was a season when it was usually when wars usually began, which the war started in spring. It says it started in around like March, April, when World War III started. It said Job led the Israel army in a successful attack against the cities and villages of the people of the Armon. After destroying them, he laid siege to Rabbah and conquered it. Meanwhile, David had stayed in Jerusalem. When David arrived on the scene, he removed the crown from the head of the king Milcom of Rabbah and placed it upon his own head. It was made of gold, inlaid with gems, and weighed 75 pounds. We are 75% there. We are 70. I keep telling you, God keeps showing me 7. That means we are almost there. Let's keep going. And 75% is 25 three times. Let me keep going. 75 pounds. David also took great amounts of plunder from the city. He drove the people from the city and set them to work in saws, irons, picks, and axes, as with his custom with all the conquered Ammonite peoples. Then David and all his army returned to Jerusalem. The next war against the Philistines again at Jezer. But Sibbecai, a man from Hushath, killed one of the sons of the giant Sippai, and so the Philistines surrendered. During another war with the Philistines, Monarch AB looking for him. Oh, that was God showing me they blackballed me on that job that I was supposed to get. I already knew that though. Karma's coming. Yeah, I was supposed to work for this place called Monarch ABA. I just got a notification from them. They gave me the job and then I kept calling them and they never answered. And that is what God is showing you. He be calling you and you don't answer. He always, I'm telling you, when God does things, that's how he works. That's how God talks. He was calling you and you didn't answer. Mm, let's keep going. Um, 75 pounds. It says David also took great amounts of plunder from the city. He drove the people from the city and set them to work with saws, irons, picks, and axes. And as for his custom with all the conquered Armanot peoples, then David and all his army returned to Jerusalem. The next war was against the Philistines again at Jezer. But Sibbecai, a man from Hushath, killed one of the sons of the giant Sippai, and so the Philistines surrendered. During another war with the Philistines, Eliham killed Lami, the brother of Goliath, the giant. The handle of his spear was like a weaver's beam. During another battle at Gath, a giant with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot defied and taunted Israel, but he was killed by David's nephew Jonathan, the son of David's brother Shemiah. These giants were descendants of the giants of Gath, and they were killed by David and his soldiers. Then Satan brought disaster upon Israel, for he made David decide to take a complete census throughout the land. And do you remember when we had all those censuses? I do. That was 3 years ago. Says take a no, that was in 2020. That was 6 years ago. Take a complete census throughout the land and bring, oh, and this is World War Three. Three.
Take a complete census throughout the land and bring me to the totals. He told Job and the other leaders. But Job objected. If the Lord were to multiply his people 100 times, would they not all be yours? So why are you asking us to do this? Why must you cause Israel to sin? But the king won the argument, and Job did as he was told. He traveled all through Israel and returned to Jerusalem. The total population figure which he gave to them was 1,100,000 men of the military age in Israel and 470,000 in Judah. But he didn't include the tribes of Levi and Benjamin in his figures because he was so distressed at what the king had made him do, and God, too, was displeased with the census and punished Israel for it. But David said to God, I am the one who has sinned. Please forgive me, for I realized how wrong I was to do this. Then the Lord said to Gad, David's personal prophet, go and tell David the Lord has offered you three choices. Which will you choose? You may have 3 years of famine, 3 months of destruction by the enemies of Israel, or 3 days of deadly plagues as the angel of the Lord brings destruction to the land. Think it over and let me know what answer to return to the one who sent me. This is a terrible decision to make, David replied. But let me fall into the hands of the Lord rather than into the power of the men, for God's mercies are very great. So the Lord sent a plague upon Israel, and 70,000 men died as a result. During the plague, God sent an angel to destroy Jerusalem. Then he felt such compassion that he changed his mind and commanded the destroying angel to stop. It is enough. The angel of the Lord was standing at the time by the threshing floors of Ornan, the Jebusite. When David saw the angel of the Lord standing between heaven and earth with his sword drawn, pointing toward Jerusalem, he and the elders of Israel clothed themselves in sackcloth and fell to the ground before the Lord. And David said to God, and that is what he meant. Everywhere that he sent me and he had me needing help and nobody helped me, that's what God was saying. I was calling you, but you didn't answer. So because you didn't help me, you are going to be punished. That is exactly why God had me struggling and had me all over these places. Do you know how many places I have been and moved? Do you know how many times I've moved in the past? And nobody helped me. They just talked about me. That is what God means. I was calling you, but you didn't answer. Let's keep going. He says, and David said to God, I am the one who sinned. Da 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 da. The ground. I am the one who sinned. I am the one who sinned by ordering the census. But what have these sheep done? O Lord my God, destroy me and my family, but do not destroy your people. Then the angel of the Lord told Gath to instruct David to build an altar to the Lord at the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite. So David went to see Ornan, who was threshing wheat at the time. Ornan saw the angel as he turned, and his 4 sons ran and hid. Then Ornan saw the king approaching, so he left the threshing floor and bowed to the ground before the king David. David said to Ornan, let me buy this threshing floor from you at its full price. Then I will build an altar to the Lord, and the plague will stop. Take it, my lord, and use it as you wish. Ornan said to David, take the oxen too for the burnt offerings. Use the threshing instrument for the wood for the fire, and use the wheat for the grain offering. I give it all to you. No, the king replied. I will buy it for the full price. I cannot take what is yours and give it to the Lord. I will not offer a burnt offering that has cost me nothing. So David paid Ormon 43,000 in gold and built an altar for the Lord there, and sacrificed burnt offerings and peace offerings upon it. And he called out to the Lord, who answered by sending down the fire from heaven to burn up the offering on the altar. Then the Lord commanded the angel to put back
his sword into the sheath. And when David saw that the Lord had answered his plague, he sacrificed to him again. The tabernacle and the altar made by Moses in the wilderness were on the hill of Gibeon. But David didn't have time to go there to plead before the Lord, for he was terrified the drawn sword of the angel by the drawn sword of the angel. Then David said, right here at Orman's threshing floor, in the place where I'll build the temple of the Lord and construct the altar for Israel's burnt offerings. David now drafted all the resident aliens in Israel to prepare blocks of squared stone for the temple. They also manufactured iron into the great quality of nails needed for the doors and the gates and for the clamps, and they smelt so much bronze that it was too much to weigh. The men of Tyre and Sidon brought great rafts of cedar logs to David. Solomon, my son, is young and tender. David said, and the temple of the Lord must be a marvelous structure, famous and glorious throughout the world. So I will begin preparations for it now. So David collected the constructed materials before his death, and now commanded his son Solomon to build a temple for the Lord, God of Israel. I wanted to build it myself, David told him, but the Lord said not to do it. You have killed too many men in great wars, he told me. You have redeemed the ground before me with blood. So you are not to build my temple. But I will give you a son, he said, who will be the man of peace, for I will give him peace with his enemies in the surrounding lands. His name shall be Solomon, meaning peaceful, and I will give him peace and quietness to Israel during his reign. He shall build my temple, and he shall be as my own son, and I will be his father, and I will cause his sons and his descendants to reign over every generation of Israel. So my firstborn son's name will be Solomon. So now my son may be Lord, and my daughter's name will be Grace. It says, the Lord be with you and prosper you as you do what he told you to do and build the temple of the Lord. And may the Lord give you the good judgment to follow all his laws when he makes you king of Israel. For if you carefully obey the rules and regulations which he gave to Israel through Moses, you will prosper. Be strong and courageous, fearless and enthusiastic. By hard work, I have collected 3 billion worth of gold bullion and 2 million worth of silver, and so much iron and bronze that I haven't even weighed it. I have also gathered timber and stone for the walls. This is the least, this is at least the beginning, something with which to start. And you have many skilled stonesons and carpenters and craftsmen of every kind. They are expert gold and silver smiths and bronze and iron workers. So get to work, and may the Lord be with you. Then David ordered all the leaders of Israel to assist his sons in this project. The Lord your God is with you, he declared. He has given you peace with the surrounding nations, for I have conquered them in the name of the Lord for his people. Now try with every fiber of your being to obey the Lord your God, and you will soon be bringing the ark and the other holy articles of worship into the temple of the Lord. That's what he means by I have carpenters. Everybody that he placed in my life all has a job to do. He said, get busy. Didn't I literally just tell Elon to get to work? So, yes, my daughter's name will be Grace, and my son's name will be Solomon. Fucked up. The only person that I'm gonna miss is my baby. She used to tell me I was her best friend.
So everything that my brother said was true. They have been doing stuff to my brother for all these years, and they've been lying about it, saying that he was making it up. All of it. Being poisoned, being but being sprayed at. He was scared to eat the food. Everything that my brother was saying was true. He's never lied about anything. That was God telling you what you were doing. My brother has never lied. He met God. Yeah. Anything that you've done to him, guess what? You're going to pay that price too. He's a chosen one just as well. And that's why my brother made that status about hating white people. That was God. That was God. He doesn't like you, motherfuckers. You can't believe in God and be racist. It don't work that way. You can't think you're going to heaven and hate black people. It don't work that way. You're going to fucking hell. Booyah! Booyah! And what did I tell you? This is exactly how Holocaust starts. And I was absolutely right. This is exactly how you start a fucking Holocaust. And I was right. I was just early. Mm, I was just right. I was just way early. Y'all are crazy. And my edges is growing back. They was a little thin from that goddamn wig I had. And it's only been a couple weeks. I can vape. The Lord tells me I can vape. God told me I can vape. That's the difference between me and you. I'm allowed to vape. You're making up rules that God never made. You are making up things in your mind that are not in the Bible. Those are rules that you came up with, not God. You can't tell me nothing, bitch. You're going to hell. I don't got no motherfucking opinion for you. You are far from God. You're gonna burn in hell for eternity. I don't want to argue on YouTube. You have bigger problems, bitch. You got 6 days. 6 days. Fuck out of here. And I won't be here when you die. I'm gonna just see that shit on the news because he's gonna let me see it. I'm just gonna see it on the news and know. Literally, I don't give a fuck. I'm not arguing with you. You got 6 days to live. I wouldn't be on social media talking about anybody. I would be opening up a fucking Bible and asking God for forgiveness. I would be fasting. That's what I would be doing. This is why you got here in the first place. This is how you got here in the first place. Same with them jobs that I was them children. That's why God took me there to them children's place. They're mean to them fucking kids. I went to 2 or 3 interviews at children's fucking daycare centers, and I've seen children being treated like shit. And if you're mean to a kid in front of me and I'm just coming for an interview, I can only imagine what you do when there's nobody around. Oh, you're all gonna pay for that shit. You think you got away from that shit? You got 6 days, bitch. 6. You're all gonna pay for what you did to me. 6 days. 6. It's over. He called you and you didn't answer. 6 days. Your last time. That's why you should go to Boogie on Maine, because that's the last time you'll be having fun. That's why you should go to the Boogie on Maine, because that's the last time you'll be having fun. That's why God let me take Maya to the fair and I blew all them rocks on her. That's why when we went to the motherfucking balloon fest, that's why we get her some shit today. And her pool needs to go up today because she won't be swimming. She won't be able to swim. He calling you and you're not answering. She's had that pool for days now. Because you're fucking evil. He needs her to be baptized. That's why she needs to go swimming. Think you know everything. Your ass is going to hell. I don't give a fuck about nothing you're talking about. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're going to hell. There's nothing on earth you could ever tell me about life. You made every wrong choice on earth. I don't want to be shit like you. You're burning in hell, bitch. You and your entire bloodline. Fuck. Jealous. 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 And that's why God was having all them people get baptized at that motherfucking mission. That's why. But that shit does no good. You got your sins washed away and you started sinning the same day, the same hour. It did no good. Mm, it did no good.
You're still going to hell. You're still going to hell. Everybody needs to baptize themselves. Get in a pool, get in a bathtub, whatever you got to do. And don't go to none of these demonic ass churches because it's not going to do anything for you. Do it yourself.